Welcome to Happy Pupcast. I'm your host, Gabby Sloan, and today we have Dream Doodles and Cockapoos. Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are here doing another one of our breeder series, and today we have Amanda. So Amanda, if you want to go ahead and let us know like who you are and what you guys breed and where you're at.
My name is Amanda Scarcelli, and we are Dream Doodles and Cockapoos. We are located in Rockton, Illinois. We have Cockapoos, Cavapoos, and occasionally mini Bernedoodles as well.
Why did you get into breeding? Where did you start and like progress to today?
My parents have been raising dogs my whole life, so it's all I know. I started their training. They have what's called the Started Puppy Program. I've been doing the training for them 6-ish years, and then I started breeding when I had a handful of mama dogs. And then, so it's more, I'm on the hobby breeding side of it, and it's the perfect combination. My kids are now growing up with the same experiences I had growing up. I'm really happy to be able to do that.
Aw, that's so sweet. Why did you pick this breed to breed? Because I know a little bit of your mom's story too. So you've grown up with a lot of different breeds. Why did you settle on this one?
When I was a kid, my mom started out as a vet tech, and everything came home with her. We had chinchillas, ferrets, dogs, cats. I love all of them. But my very first dog that I had as an adult is Lady, my Labradoodle, dog of a lifetime. I will never experience another Lady, and I just absolutely love their temperament. They're very intelligent, loyal, awesome family dogs. The Bernedoodles, so my one Bernese mountain dog is Dakota. I use Leonard as our stud, which is my mom's mini poodle, and he is so silly, quirky, little. It is such the perfect mix. And my parents, they've been doing doodles for 20 plus years. So it was just kind of natural that I fell in love with them too. And a lot of families that have allergies or need the temperament for service dogs.
Since your mom, she still does do so much breeding. When you got Lady, was that from a litter you guys bred? Did you pick her out?
So Lady actually was picked by my mom, and then we were going to be her guardian home, but she actually wasn't cut out to be a mother. She didn't do well leaving our house, going back to my mom's to have the puppies. So she called it quits to her second litter, I think. She's retired and has been with us since then.
You raise wonderful puppies. They've gotten many from you. Mimi is the one that comes to mind readily. That little Cavapoo puppy, she comes back all the time. She is the friendliest, happiest, outgoing, kind, gentle. When you think a little dog, that's the puppy you think of in your mind. Tell me, how did you start raising her when she was 0 days old to when they go home to their families?
But we have a larger downstairs bathroom with like a clawfoot tub, but it's tile ceiling to floor. And usually the first couple of weeks are just monitoring mom and babies, making sure everyone's eating comfortable. We do ENS. And then, the fun starts really when they're about 4 weeks old. Depending on the weather, we spend most of our day outside. When they're old enough, we set up a little pen. They have their little play toys, and all of the kids, the walkers in the neighborhood, like everyone loves and plays with the puppy. And then even in the winter, we still always have kids at our house. My kids are at that age where they always have friends over and stuff. And then we have the shoes taken off, hands are washed. And if it's a Dakota litter, her puppies are right there in the dining room because she's too big for the bathroom.
ENS, putting that little bit of stress on them so that way they're set up for other stressors.
It boosts their immune. They handle stress. We do the Q-tip through the paw pads. I have all the supplies here. So they start with baths, getting them used to the sounds, try to prepare them as best as they can so they're not frightened of the world.
I love that. And you build off of that by potty training them when weather appropriate, of course. It sounds like around 4 weeks.
Yep. So when we're outside, we set up the little pen. When we're inside in the weather, we have a separate potty area for them. Their play area where their beds are, I put like a crate access for them too. So then they just start naturally sleeping in there. What they do is they don't want to potty where they lie. So then they learn to potty in one area and play and sleep in the other. And then it's an easy way to potty train moving forward.
And I like how you start the introduction of their crate training by just putting the crate in their area so they can sniff it and experience it.
Training in general is so important. Crate training is just such a good tool to use. You know, some people have never used a crate before. They don't think the crate is a positive space. It's just a tool in the beginning, used correctly, of course, and they grow out of it by the time they're a year. It's actually a safety thing. You know, your puppy's going to go to the groomer. They need to be comfortable in a crate there. Just the importance of obedience too, going somewhere like Happy Pup Manor or doing the puppy classes. Even though I give them a little bit of a head start, learning sit down and leash manners, it's more for the families.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a whirlwind. It's like kids, you plan as much as you can and then it explodes and you just go with it. Like,
and I always try to make sure no one's intimidated by the process either, because it sounds like so much. If you're just diligent in the first 6 months of your puppy's life, you know, it's just such a reward for every year to come.
Yeah, definitely if you just take it one step at a time. If somebody wanted to get a puppy from you, how do they reach out to you, get on your list?
I only have a handful of mom dogs. They might have one a year, each of them. If you wanted to get a puppy, you'd pretty much just have to wait for a litter announcement via Facebook, and then I put it on my website. Then I start a list of whoever's interested, and then once the puppies are born, then I will take deposits. You could call me. My number is listed on my Facebook and my website.
It's almost as if, you know, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
People do reach out, you know, between litters and they're like, oh, I'm interested in the next one. So I do reach out to them first.
Best way is to really just keep an eye on Facebook. Is there anything that we haven't touched upon that you want to mention?
I think I get a lot of people that are afraid to ask too many questions or nervous to reach out. But my advice is it is absolutely worth it to reach out and ask everything you need to ask to get the right puppy. And if it's not the way you think it was going to go when you do reach out, then move on. It's a-okay. Just as much as we ask questions of potential owners, they should feel just as confident to ask.
Exactly. And that's such a heartfelt message, and it's beautiful. For your social platforms, what are your names? What are your handles?
So on Facebook, it's just my name, Dream Doodles and Cockapoos. My website is dreamdoodlesandcockapoos.com. On Instagram, I think it's Dream Doodles Training, Illinois. The dream came from, we bought property with my parents and they called it Dream Stables. And we were going to build our house on there. And then, you know, we ended up getting this house instead, but it was going to be Dream Stables, Dream Cockapoos. So that's where the dream came from.
Aww. I love it when like the name has a meaning behind it. So thank you so much for sharing that. And
thank you for having me.
Really,
I admire you so much. I send everybody your way. If you want the best, go to Gabby.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's so
Thanks
kind.
for having me.
I think you guys raise wonderful puppies, and I would get more puppies from you if, like you said, it's just a few litters a year, but I definitely get a lot from your mom.
She's the OG.
I can't wait to do this again with you, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Gabby.
Bye.
Bye-bye.